guys, guess what we're doing in today's video? We're reading Onyx Storm and I am so excited, guys. I am been waiting to read this. As you guys saw in my last mood reading vlog, I read Fourth Wing and then I read Iron Flame, and now it is time to read Onyx Storm. So in my previous vlog, another episode of my digital diaries, I began Onyx Storm and obviously I showed you guys a fresh cover, but in today's video we will be having my full non-spoiler free no, it's supposed to be non-spoiler or spoiler free book video. Yeah, reading vlog. Let's refresh that, let's rewind. So in today's video we will be doing a non-spoiler reading vlog of Onyx Storm. So I have begun this book. I'm about 70 pages into the book, but I thought I would do a full reading vlog and I'm excited to read it. In my previous vlog I did start this, but I didn't really read it, obviously, as only was 70 pages because I was out and about. So in this vlog I thought I would continue to do a full reading vlog. So obviously we have missed the first 70 pages, but not much has happened. There's been one spicy scene, and to be fair, there's been one fight already, even though we've literally just come out of like a massive like war kind of scene, and yeah, we've lost many people. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens. Again, I'm very nervous because if you've read the first two books, you know why, especially the second book and how it ended. But I'm excited to have the gang back together, have my babies back, and I hope that Xaden can be saved. I hope he doesn't turn into one of the villains, because obviously they start off like enemies to lovers, but they've always hinted at this like war that's going on, that they want more to do with like Violet and Xaden, and these two together as well, because obviously they're infatuated and kind of together, both in love but also they're dragons and that. I'm excited to see the progression of that and what's going to happen, and I'm nervous, I'm excited, and I am trying to keep it spoiler free for those that haven't read it and those that haven't read the series. So if you haven't read the series, this video is your motivation to do that. Hopefully by my review, I hope that this book is good. I've heard that it is the same kind of wavelength as Fourth Wing, because not many people liked Iron Flame, even though I did like Iron Flame when I did read it, and even the reread ended up giving the book 4.75, I think it still is, and then Fourth Wing is 4.5 for me. But to be fair, I'd probably level them both up to like a 4.5, 4.75. But I am super excited to read this book. But I'm excited to read it because I can't keep ignoring TikTok for any longer, because people are talking about it non-stop and I want to be able to just talk about it non-stop as well. So let me stop yapping, we're going to get to it and I'm going to continue some reading. So I will see you guys in a bit when I will give you guys the first proper update of how I'm feeling of the book so far. So let's get to it. So guys, I am back and I've got headphones on. I'm currently on chapter 13, page 110. We're around 100 pages into the story and so much is happening already. Like, I can understand what people mean by like Fourth Wing. I think out of all the books, this book is definitely the most fast paced in terms of like reading it. I feel like by the time you get to like the third book in a series as well, if it gets to a third book, the story's really progressing and there's a lot that you know about the characters, of the plot, and there's a lot of like investigating. I feel like this book has a lot of like traveling, investigating, a lot of like action. Is definitely action packed. We're only 111 pages in. Like, there's so much action that's happened. There's already been like 2 fights. We've seen the Vernon again and it is just really interesting. We're learning some little things about them. So obviously, if you guys didn't know, the soldiers, who are the riders, they have these like different powers called signets or something like that. I can't pronounce properly. And for example, one would be like Violet, she can wield lightning, and then there's for example like those that can read thoughts, stuff like that. And basically they might be discovering that might be linking to like a lot of different things. And obviously we're learning about the Vernon a little bit more, which is different types of people as well. Those that are like, they basically take the energy from the earth, which turns them into the Vernon, and their eyes go like red, they got like veins and stuff like that. And basically they're usually taught not to wield from different like things like the earth. They're supposed to like wield from like their dragons or like natural abilities, but these ones actually take exactly from the earth and the power from the earth. And to see that and see more of that and more of an explanation why that is the case and why it's so dangerous is really interesting. And then we're also trying to find a cure. There's so much going on. I'm actually obsessed with it so far. I feel like this is probably going to be my favourite, I can't lie. It is just so fast paced, like I don't want to put it down. I'm actually about to go out, so I'm going to take it with me to read. But so far we're 111 pages in, and I was actually wrong. I thought I was at 70 pages in because on my Kindle it says 70 pages, but I was only like 50 something, so I've managed to read like another 50 pages roughly. And my plan tonight is to read maybe another 100 pages so we can get to maybe 200 marks? No, 200 pages. But that's really my update for now. I didn't want to keep yapping. I've also got my very bright lights on as well, but I thought I would do that rather than sitting in the dark with my light. I just felt like it didn't feel right. But really enjoying it. I can feel the hype for it because I've heard quite a few exciting things about this. So that's really my update for now. We now have a mission that Violet is now on. One of her dragons is like a very rare dragon, and I think they're on a mission now to kind of find some more information. And right now just a lot of information gathering, a lot of like preparation. There's been like a lot of like fight scenes, not really war scenes, but like fight scenes. And obviously there's still an enemy at large, and yeah, we're trying to deal about that. And I'm also really excited as well to find out what Violet's second power is, or signet is. Like I really want to find that out. And I also have an idea of who I think Violet's ex is as well. So really enjoying that. And Zayden as well, Daddy Zayden, I absolutely love him. Lieutenant Zayden, or Duke Zayden, shall I say. Absolutely obsessed with him. Like the little lines he has, like he just gets even more obsessed with Violet, even more, like it just keeps going. Like one of my favourite lines that actually came from Jack, if you guys know, like knowing that I can still cut you and I don't have to lift a blade. I don't know, for me that just like hit, that just hit. And even though I don't like him, that line just hit. Even another one like, this is from Zayden. A kiss isn't enough. It never is with us. You want me to say that I want you? Wholly, completely, with nothing but skin between us. Heart, mind and body. Why can't I have a man speak to me like that? I'm being deeply serious there. Like, I'm being really serious here. Like, why can't a boy speak to me like that, or a man speak to me like that? But I'm obsessed with him too. Zayden, he's going through so much, and I'm excited to see what happens with him and to see a little bit more about what's happening with him, because at the moment we have a lot of scenes of them together, but they're also separate at the same time. They're doing separate things, but they're with each other pretty much every day. And I want to see what he's doing, because he's doing a lot of stuff now with like the king and royalty and the duke, and he basically like owns his own land, basically like continuing the work that his dad did. So yeah, that's really the update for now. I'm going to carry on reading, and I'll probably give you guys an update maybe when I'm about a third through, I would say, and probably give you guys another update. I really want to listen to a Fourth Wing Onyx Storm ambience videos. I see those all the time and I'm obsessed with them. Plus we also have the playlist that Rebecca made strictly for this book, so I also want to listen to that at some point, probably tomorrow as well. So that's my update for now. I'm going to continue reading, but I'll see you guys in a bit. Violet win in a fight against Xaden, because she needs to prove that she's that bitch and that she can do it, because she can. And like, I love them too, but sometimes Violet needs to show her man that she's more than just, you know, in love with him. She can also fight him, and she can bring a man down. Like, Xaden is about to get real jealous right now. He's gonna get real jealous, and I'm here for it. So I'm here to give you guys an update on Onyx Storm. I'm currently on chapter 24, page 203, and it is the next morning. Well, not next morning, it's next afternoon. I've just gone back from work, and luckily, as you guys can see, it's like 4:30 and it's still quite light outside, because we're finally now getting longer days, which I'm really excited for, which means we get a little bit more sunlight each day. And I thought I would come along and give you guys an update. So what I'm trying to do is read around 100 pages a day. So yesterday I read 100 books. 100 pages of Onyx Storm, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm like 38% through according to Goodreads, and I'm loving it so far. This is just so action packed. There's so much going on, but it's also following like one one strict plot, but it's also got like little mini subplots, and it's like all linking together. We're learning a little bit more about Violet, her ex. We get to see Xaden. I'm very, very jealous, and just seeing these two. Xaden, he is obsessed. Like, he is simping over Violet during this book. Like, he is simping, and basically Violet has basically like discovered this like journal from her dad, and she's trying to find some like information, and there's a lot of traveling going on, and a lot's going on really. And I was actually having a thought yesterday, saying to myself, like, if any of my favourite characters die, I'm gonna cry. And luckily the last book, not really many people died, and I wasn't like as like sad. Obviously, if you read the first book, you know the pain still, and a certain character is still like in my heart and still very much like part of the plot, even though they're no longer there. And to see like little drips and drabs of them just like makes me feel so sad. And I wish they, when all these things happen and they have these fight scenes and they have time together, have all these happy moments, that person that's part of it, and it's just really sad. And then we've also got a lot more going on with Xaden. He's got a new role. He is now a professor, and let's just say I'm obsessed with him and his love for Violet. Like, I expect no less, because some of the stuff he says, I'm like, wow. Thought I would come along and give you guys a little bit of an update of the book, but I'm super, super excited to continue reading. I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and oh my gosh, like, also learning a little bit more about Adana and her species of dragon as well. Really interesting. I love like the adolescent version of her. She's absolutely hilarious. She actually is who I would imagine a teenage dragon to be, and I love watching the TikToks where they show like Taryn and then her, because she's like reminds of everyone, a bit like Toothless but a golden version. Seeing all of that, there's a lot of traveling. Obviously they're on the mission to find that, and then obviously Violet has this journal that her dad wrote about the war and the different types of people, and basically a little bit more about the world that they live in, and all the little secrets behind stuff that the riders and those that are training, like all the children, do not get to learn or is hidden away. And I'm just obsessed with it. If anyone else dies, Rhiannon, like if she dies, I'm actually quite sad that she's not part of the group that are the squad that is going on the mission. However, that means she's more away from like danger, and I don't want her to be in any danger. Same with Riddick. If something happens to him, Sawyer, Garrick, even Kat, like, she's not usually my favourite character, but she's growing on me. Her, Salone, we have Xaden, of course, Amira, Brennan. Like, all these people, if anything happens to them, I will cry. And, yeah, I can't wait to see what else happens. I have some theories on what I think is happening, because we're, like, introduced into some type of villain. Maybe they're not the bad thing. Maybe those that are seen as the enemy aren't actually the enemy. For example, let's think about the Flyers and the Flyers and their animal things. What are they even called? I can't even remember. But I want to hear more about that and the plot and the story. Also a little bit more about Violet and her dad. Her dad seems like a very important but mysterious figure. Like I feel like he knows a lot, but obviously he died before, so we don't get to see much of him. He dies before the story even begins. So I really want to see what happens next. But that's my update for now. Going to carry on reading for now, and my goal again is to read another 100 pages, and then probably this evening when I reach that mark, or tomorrow, I'll let you guys know how I'm doing when it comes to the book. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Let's get back to reading. Guys, I've been laughing for the past like 5 minutes. So obviously they're on a mission at the moment, and they've gone to like loads of different islands, and like the most recent one they've gone to, they're giving them gifts, and the gifts are so funny. So for example, like they get given gifts and they have to accept them. So it'll be like a slap, but because someone's gifting it to you, you have to take it. Or another. It's so stupid but so funny. That's so sad. It's like one thing after another. Like this book is probably the most funniest one out of all of them. Like the little comments, like right now we have a bunch of dragons sat down doing story time. My sense of humour is very, very interesting. Like it just, wow. Stop! Cut the cameras! Cut the cameras! And I am back to give you guys probably my final update of the book, because we are currently on chapter 51, page 423, so we are a little bit over 100 pages left of this book, and I thought I would stop now and give you guys a reaction because something very important has just happened, or is about to happen, and I feel like we're ready now to like get started for the last 100 pages, and I am nervous because we just had a very sweet scene, and I'm nervous. When something sweet, very happy happens, you know that's not going to be the case for very long, and I am scared. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even, like, my brain is like scrambled. What I will say this is we finally found out what Violet's second signet is. I can't know if I'm pronouncing that properly. And obviously they went on the mission. I think the last time I saw you guys I was saying that they went on the mission. They finally came back from the mission. It has been like probably a few months later, and now they're back. There's loads of training. They've now gone back to Xaden's town or city that he rules. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Tarador or something like that. I don't know. One of them. And they're there at the moment. We just had a sweet scene between Xaden and Violet. But you guys know something's happening. Something's brewing. And in terms of Violet's new power, I'm excited to hear more about it. Like as I was reading it, since we had like a little hint from like the last book and then also this book, I've been like waiting for it to come up again because I really wanted to know what her second one is, especially because it's seen as like dangerous. Like that's like the only spoiler I would say is like her second power is seen as dangerous. And let's just say there's a lot of foreshadowing that was in Iron Flame in terms of that, so pay attention. So learning more about that, I can't wait to learn more about it and to see what happens. Something evil happening, as we all know, and yeah, I'm very, very nervous. We've got 100 pages left, so you guys know that I am very, very nervous. I've highlighted a lot. I've also started to add like red tabs, and that's just really for like other characters, anything that I like really enjoy, found funny. And I'm going to put the playlist on to get ready because I feel like the playlist is going to just like hurt me 10 times more. So we're going to fetch that playlist. My eye is so itchy, like stop. And we're gonna listen whilst we read it. As you guys know, if you have heard the playlist or seen songs of it, let me just name a few. Bury a Friend, All the Good Girls Go to Hell, Warriors, Skinny Love. Oh my gosh, that song, I have not heard that song since I was really young, and that song is deadly. We have Favourite Crime by Olivia Rodrigo. We have Half a Man by Jean Lewis. Oh my gosh. We have No Time to Die by Billie Eilish. And we have, oh my god, I'm scared. I'm scared. I've been listening to it like in jokes and jabs. I haven't really been listening to it that much, but I am now gonna sit, listen to it, and read the last 100 pages. I want to stop yapping because I feel like I could yap for centuries. But I will see you guys on the end. Like, I will see you guys at the end, and I am nervous. But that's an update for now. I'm going to stop yapping, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Guys, so it is the next morning, and as you guys can guess, we have finished Onyx Storm. So I finished it yesterday, and I thought I would, you know, collect my feelings. I did film this already, but it had no audio, so I thought I would film it again. And this also gave me time now to kind of really think about how I felt about this book, really remember everything that had gone on, really process everything. I did take my time reading this. It had been like over a week, so we spent a good week reading this book, and I put the dust jacket back on and we're done. I can't believe we're done. The ending, what on earth was that ending? I'm gonna say this, I went through so many different emotions reading this book. I was happy because I was back into the world, I was sad, I was angry, I was stressed out, I was shocked, I was in denial, I was sad, I was happy again, and then I was really sad, and then my last feeling of this book was I was confused because the way it ended, is it just me? It was very anticlimactic, I feel like. There was a lot of like action throughout the book and I was expecting a lot more. With the first two books, I feel like they were quite slow with the plot, like the first like 300 pages, 400 pages, and then this last like 100, 200 pages that has so much action, whereas with this, there was a lot of action throughout the book, so it's very jam-packed. However, I just felt that made the ending a little bit more anticlimactic, and I was a bit confused and I was a bit scared because there was a bit where obviously this book is mainly in Violet's POV, but towards the end different chapters are based on different characters, like Imogen, there was Rhiannon, and I was just like, why are they doing that? Like, why are they doing it? It's not giving me a good feeling right now. And I'm not as sad as I thought I would be. Like, I was more emotional reading the book throughout, and towards the end I was like so shocked because that had happened and I was like no, and then I was relieved because they managed to save the day and I was happy again. But then as soon as I saw a little glimpse of happiness, I knew it was going to be taken away within like an instant. So I really just enjoyed the journey, I think I would say, of the book rather than strictly the end. I feel like the last like 10 pages was a bit like, what is going on? I'm confused. There's a lot of fighters, there's a lot of battlefield. Like, it felt like a movie. Let's just say this. Like, this book is so good in that there's so much imagery, there's so much description of imagery that you can use for your own imagination. And for me, I'm quite good at imagining things that happen in the book because of watching a lot of like these types of movies or books that are like these books, like watching movies that are like this book and others. So I really have that magic imagery in my head. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking rubbish at this point. But I did love the book through reading it. The reading experience of it from start to finish was really, really fun. I love the little comedic elements to it. There's little bits of like comedy that really helped to break up the harder scenes and things that were happening, and they really get to bond that way. And let's just say Riddick, he like carried this entire book. Like, he carried this entire book. He's probably one of my favourite characters in the whole series, and Violet as well. She's my girl. Like, I love her power and her strength and learning to use her strength. We've learned a little bit more about her second power because obviously she has 2 dragons, so learning a bit more about that is really interesting. And then to learn more about the enemy and who the enemy actually is really interesting. I wish we learned a little bit more about her power. I feel like we're gonna get more into that in the next books, but I kind of could predict it. Like, from the Iron Flame, let's just say Iron Flame had a lot of foreshadowing of what was going to go on in this book. And Xaden as well, another level. Xaden, wow, he was infatuated with Violet. Like, throughout this book, the amount of like things I had annotated because Xaden, wow, why can't I have that? Like, I want a man to love me as much as Xaden does. Like, literally, Violet is the, Violet is the earth. No, Violet. I'm trying to think. Wait, I'm confused. But am I right to say that Violet is the like sun and Xaden is the earth that orbits it? Like, because he is so infatuated with her. I'm obsessed with these two. Love them. The Spices. Woo! When they did happen, I was just like, and like Xaden trying to fight his control. Boy, let's just say. And yeah, this book was just great. I absolutely did love this book whilst reading it. I would just say the ending for me personally was a little bit underwhelming, and the way it ended, everyone was like, oh my gosh, the ending, what a shock, oh my gosh, how could this happen, why didn't I was like, oh, okay, ready for the next book. Like, my heart was as gut-wrenched, and it wasn't pulled out as much as like the reading experience from top to bottom. And I would actually say my favourite part of this book was probably the first 400 pages, but nevertheless, absolutely obsessed with it. Really great book. I think rating, I've decided to give it a 4.5, the same as like Iron Flame and Fourth Wing, just because I wasn't getting the 5-star feeling. And the ending really solidified that for me. So I think for now I'm going to keep it on a 4.5. But I will end up doing a reread of this before the next book comes out, because obviously I did a reread of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. So that's my update for now. That's my final review for now of Onyx Storm. And yeah, really enjoyed it. It definitely was an anticipated read, and as the new releases start to come in, I'm going to read them as they come out. And I have a very exciting arc as well that's going to be coming to my Kindle in February, so I'm really excited to read that. But the first new release of 2025, read, accomplished, super happy. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. Hopefully I didn't include spoilers. I hope not. If you have read the book, let me know down below what you thought about it. Did you really enjoy it? Also, my DMs are always open on Instagram if you guys want to talk a little bit about the spoilers. Well, not spoilers, but what actually happened in this book if you have read it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Nevertheless, that's going to be it for now. I hope you guys are all okay, staying safe, staying happy, and that's going to be it for today's video. So stay blessed, everyone, and as I always say, I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, my love.